You know that feeling when you wake up and you just realize that it's hopeless.
We were born into a world filled with crisis: financial crisis, power crisis, political crisis, health crisis, environmental crisis, educational crisis, corruption. The biggest dream of people of this country is to leave this country.
عن جد مش قادرة أتمالك نفسي، العالم عم بتصرخ ببيوتها، العالم عم بتصرخ، العالم قلقانة
لذلك عم إذا ما في عندهم أوادم بهالدولة يروحوا يجوا، لا ما راح يوصلوا.
جينا مع قعدوا أكل ما فينا نجيب، خبز ما فينا نجيب، ولا فينا نجيب شيء.
سنقصف الأبيب.
لو سمحتوا يا شباب، لو سمحتوا.
Recognize Jerusalem as our capital.
A ceasefire in Syria's Idlib province has just come into effect after months of heavy bombardment.
And the worst thing for the extremists' biggest nightmare is for us to get along. And that's why we have to get along.
To Lebanon, there was an Israeli drone hitting the Mahdi area. I didn't know it was coming for me, but I knew it's going to be something big.
After receiving 10 rejections applying for colleges, I did not expect to be accepted into MEPI. I was so happy and eager for this new journey ahead of me. I knew for sure it was going to be challenging yet a fruitful experience. But what I did not know is that I will not only gain friends but also a family beside me.
It felt like home. Actually, it was the unanimous home I've been looking for my whole life. But the best thing was greeting people whom you've never met in your life so warmly, then go for a hangout with them in 4 hours, and it was a very chill moment.
During the middle of the semester, a crisis has hit. It was the Lebanese revolution. However, for me, it wasn't really a crisis, because as I saw people gathering up under the name of national interest, WhatsApp groups being formed, people joining and carpooling so they could go to the protest, it was a sign of national democratic movement that really inspired me. It was amazing seeing how people can gather and how much every individual has power over his government.
The Lebanese revolution was a true demonstration of hope. As a part of tomorrow's leaders community, this historical event inspired the leader within me with hope of the change of the Lebanese community for the future.
When I first get to the library on the days of orientation, I felt like it's heaven on earth. I hope that Harry Potter will pop up somewhere from the stacks and use his magical spells to fit all the books in the library into my little brain. It was an amazing.
As you know, the MEPI journey is never exclusive to academics. Therefore, we had abundant opportunities for civic engagement. And that's why me and my friends went to Elyas for an orphanage for kids. Elyas, my partner, he wore his costume as Santa Claus. We were very happy seeing those kids' smiles reflect upon and seeing how happy they were in those little things.
4 months into LAU, I was for sure able to call it home. This new home witnessed my growth not only academically, but also socially and personally. I was part of LAU captains, being part of the LAU JV soccer team. After each game and training session we had, it never failed to bring joy for me after a long day of classes. Also, I was part of MEPI. I was logistics and operations coordinator. Despite the 14 hours of work and the blue feet after each conference, it always brought joy for me and happiness seeing the smiles on each high school student's face at the end of the day.
When the fall ended, I headed back home. It has been 4 months since I got to Lebanon, and it's been the longest ever time I've spent away home. When my parents saw me, they saw the very same face 4 months ago, but perceived a totally different personality. I would confess I've changed. I've drastically changed.
The start of a new semester. It was more manageable to handle and plan for, especially after getting acquainted with how things work in Jbel, in uni, and in the dorms. Academically, I was eager for this new semester, as the first one deepened my interest in my major, which is computer science. I really just wanted to learn more, and it really delivered. Moreover, I grabbed a new interest in this semester, thanks to my Cultural Studies 1 and 3 courses, which is studying the evolution of humanity in different aspects.
In spring 2020, I took a course called Cultural Studies. It was suggested by my friend Rizal, whom I am thankful because I really liked the course. We explored several books such as Epic of Gilgamesh, Republic of Plato, Quran, and the Bible. Even though it seems like all of these books have different points and different ideas, but when you closely explore them, it seems like they have many similarities, which debunk hours of hated speech broadcasted across the media, across the history.
Again, another crisis has hit Lebanon, but however this time it was not restricted to it. It was a global pandemic. No one expected this to happen. I mean, we've been enduring so many crises and no one expected for us to go back home in the middle of March. However, due to the support system that we have between the MEPI family, we didn't feel like we were afraid or nervous of what's happening. However, we all were shocked.
A pandemic by all its means. Everyone's lives got affected by one way or another. For us, online learning, pass-no-pass system, the new way of teaching, and of course the change of every physical activity into virtual. It was the most unexpected challenge. However, after getting adapted to this new system, which only took about 1 week, this pandemic became a time of self-reflection, learning new things, and of course opening Zoom 4 or 5 times a day. Not having a normal semester yet made us stronger than ever.
And as you can see, through these glimpses of our lives as a MEPI family, it is this one conglomerate experiences that we have. It's about the endurance that we take, it's about the resilience that we have, it's about the support system that we share. And that's why it's always awesome that I'm a MEPI student, that I will always be grateful to be one.
Everything is uncertain, especially in the future, which we can never know about until the moment happens. But there are always 1,000 reasons to give up and one reason to keep going. And because I want to leave the world but in a better state than I came into it, I believe that we should keep going. And whatever the flame of love is decent inside ourselves, we should preserve it.
Only 1 year had enough events and impacts to contribute to a positive change in ourselves. So imagine our growth by the time we graduate. I have hope that when that time comes, we will change from tomorrow's leaders into today's leaders, carrying all the success stories with us and creating new ones while giving back to our communities. My growth is the growth of my community.
His turn.